Hello and welcome back to the Full Thrive YouTube channel. I'm Lisa and I've been a freelance copywriter for the last few years. In fact, I focus on website, sales page, lead magnet, all those marketing copywriting projects. When I get started with a client, one of the most important steps is to help them narrow down and identify who their ideal customer is. And if you've been a copywriter for a while, you know that is not easy. In fact, the client really wants to be able to message to everybody, but it's your job as the copywriter to help them understand the importance of narrowing down. If you want some tips and tricks on how to do that with grace and ease, get ready. I'm about to share it with you now. I found that working with clients, they often have many solutions or a solution that solves many problems. I often say they're too awesome for their own good. They love that. It kind of makes them feel really special, but they do too many things. And clients tend to want to be all things to all of their customers, to all types of people. And what happens is they present their solutions as like an a la carte menu. Here is everything I can do for every type of person I can help, and take your pick. And it reminds me sometimes of the freelancers I work with or the copywriters I work with. I can write copy for websites and emails and social and this and that and this industry and that industry. Just what do you want? And I can do it. That doesn't work. It doesn't work for you as a copywriter, and it doesn't work for your client. Now, here is where you need to step into your authority, and with kindness and clarity and certainty, you tell them that's not going to work. And I promise you that deep down, they will go, I know. I want to do, and you could even ask, where is that coming from? Is it a sense of lack or insecurity, or you feel like you're not going to have enough customers? What is driving that? And have a conversation with them. It is so important to point those things out because it's going to affect the copy that you write. And if a client drives you in a way, or you allow yourself to be driven in a way that causes you to write copy for lots of people with lots of solutions and some sort of a la carte menu, I guarantee the copy is not going to convert. So you need to first understand that, which is why you're here. And then second, you got to have the guts to be able to talk to your client that way. And so in the early days, I would say things like, do you mind if I push back here for a second? Do you mind if I share with you something that I'm sensing from our conversation? It feels like you are trying to do lots of things for lots of customers. If you had to choose your ideal customer and your flagship offer, what would those be? So you're not telling them they can't, you are just asking them to identify what's most important. And so in this whole section of step 2 called clarify, that is the spirit behind it. Is I know you can do lots of things, but if you had to choose, because in copywriting, there's an order of how we present things. We don't present everything you do across and your customer has to pick. We tell the customer what's most important. And so that is important that your client understands that first. I'm teaching you, then you teach your client. Got it? The problem with this a la carte menu is it leaves customers to figure out on their own how the solution can help them or if it can help them. And we know that if you confuse, you lose. We don't want confused customers on our website or reading our emails, having too many calls to action, having too many choices. Why is this so important? When your client isn't clear about what is most important, they will confuse their customer with too many options, whether it's in writing or on a sales call or in a follow-up email. we know that people are just scanning these days when it comes to reading. They're scanning for specific solutions to their problems, and they are not going to tolerate having to go through a list to find out if there's a solution to their problem here. They don't want to sift through your a la carte menu to see if you have something that might help them. It is so important to be able to identify your ideal customer and their ideal problem and their most important problem. Customers want to know, they think they're unicorns. They want to know that their problem is unique, that their problem is important, and they want a solution just for that. This has such power to increase that trust, like, know, and it speeds up the sales process for your client. Guys, you've heard it said, the more specific you can be. You're in this program because you want to build a copywriting business. I used to and still kind of teach freelancers on how to build a freelance business. And now I'm teaching copywriters how to build a freelance business. Copywriters who want to build a freelance business on Upwork. Imagine if you're a copywriter and you're interested in getting on Upwork, but you're also interested in learning a framework for your copywriting, and you come and you find my website. You're like, where have you been my whole life? You understand me. You know I'm a copywriter. You know I want to build a business, and you know I want to use Upwork. It's like, it's perfect. It just speeds up that I want what she has. I trust her because she's speaking my language. That is the bottom line here, is that copywriting speaks the language that is in the customer's head. And you've got to get in the customer's head. It is not about which words you choose and the order and the poetry of your writing. It's, can you read someone's mind and put it into words on a screen so that when they read it, they're like, oh, they're reading my mind. That is the best copywriting. That's what I want for you. And that's why we take so much time in this part of the process. You're not going to be able to do that unless you clearly identify who is the ideal customer, what's important to them, and what do they need to make a decision to move forward. I know you've heard this over and over and over again. You need to be able to spit this back to me. You need to be able to convince your client that they need to go through this process. So you need to be convinced of it first. Have I convinced you? If you don't, you won't be able to write copy that zeroes in on the right audience. If you and your client are not clear at the start, if you guys are not aligned, if you're not on the same page. And let me tell you, the benefit and the bonus of this goes so far beyond copywriting, so far beyond website wireframes and emails, so far. Your client deeply and desperately wants to find clarity. They want to find clarity on who they are in the business world, where they fit, what their solution is, what their value is in the marketplace. They desperately want to know these things. They may never have thought that a good copywriter can help them find this clarity. But if they have a team, you guys, this is so important. You can use this work that you do for the front-facing marketing. When they find clarity that you're going to help them find, they can go back to their team and get the team on the same page. So oftentimes when I'm selling in a discovery call, so before I got the client, I'll bring this up. When I talk about my stage 1 and how I take them through this process, they might have originally gone, oh, I don't need that. I don't need that. When I explain why the clarity is needed for the copywriting, and then I say, oh, and one of the great benefits is that you then are clear internally. And so with your team, you can be on the same page. You guys are moving in the same direction. You have the same language you're using. They light up. If they have to hire any key people, now they have clarity on who they are and who they're talking to and what's important, what their offer and their solution is. It is so exciting. I want you to be able to see the power of this process for your own confidence, for the result of the amazing copy you're going to get, and for the incredible value that your client is getting that didn't even know they signed up for. It is such a beautiful, beautiful process. So don't skip it. Don't rush through it. Hey, I hope you found that valuable. Listen, that's just a tiny little piece of what I teach copywriters when it comes to leveling up and creating a proven process. You know, professionals get paid more when they have a process. I teach an intensive called Think Like a Copywriter, and that's where that training comes from. Think Like a Copywriter really helps you not only with the framework of a process, the mindset of how to think strategically, understand sales psychology, and work with clients, but in my program, I actually help you lead a client through the process. I have client recordings so that you can see what it's like when I work one-on-one with a client. You'll also get templates, you'll get agendas, you'll get all the things you need to be able to turn up on Monday feeling like a professional copywriter. If that's you, look for the link below, get your name on the wait list. We're only opening up 25 more spots for Think Like a Copywriter.